We have this idea in our culture that to be adopted is a second-class thing. And nobody wants to hear that their parent's not their birth parent. And I think there's something kind of natural about that, but it's really nothing biblical about it. It's interesting, in the Roman world in which Paul lived, there was not the slightest stigma on adoption. It was a fairly common thing. In fact, a nobleman would adopt someone because of the virtues he saw in them. And so to be adopted by a great man was to be said, wow, that person thinks you're a worthy heir. And so when Paul's writing about adoption in Ephesians and Romans and elsewhere, he's writing without that kind of thought going on at all. This is the kind of thing that once we really think about it, we think differently about it. That to be adopted means that someone chose to love you. Someone gave their love to you. And of course, all parents do that. And it's natural for parents to do that to their own children. But the parental bond is really not essentially one of blood. It's one of love and of grace and calling. And so those who've been adopted should sit back and say, I have been the recipient of an amazing grace, and I'm grateful for that. And it's, I don't know if it's a Western thing, but it's a fleshly thing. I don't mean that in a sinful way even. But biblically, to be adopted is to have the gift of sonship given to you. And here, I get to be a bride of Christ. Well, the lady Christians get to be sons of God, because the idea of heirship is woven in there. I really don't like to say children of God when talking about sonship proper, because all Christians become heirs of God together with Christ. It's not just that we will get our own little portion of the vast inheritance that Jesus will have and does have. No, we will enter in as co-heirs with Christ into the inheritance of the glory of God. And that's been done by adoption. God wanted our hearts. God had this love within him and has this love within him eternally. And that love moves him to bring us into his paternal love and then into the heirship.